press conference is for a very important event. It's for a very good cause, and that is for the Crime Stoppers program and a donation that has been made to the Crime Stoppers program by two businesses in our community. Before we get to that, I'd like to recognize several dignitaries and law enforcement leaders that have attended today. Turlock Chief of Police Gary Hampton, CHP Commander of the Modesto Area Office Captain Lindley Duncan, Gus Mendez, who coordinated this effort and this donation, Frank Parks, the President of Crime Stoppers, Interim Chief of Police Mike Harden of the Modesto Police Department, Sheriff Adam Christianson of the Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department, Series Chief of Police Art DeWerk, and we'd also like to recognize the presence of three council members from the Modesto City Council: Jared Marsh, Dave Lopez, and Brad Hahn. In recent years, and since its inception in 2005, Crime Stoppers has played an integral role in taking criminals off the street. To date, the program is credited for the arrest of over 170 criminals. That is quite substantial. The program offers a cash reward of up to $1,000 for information leading to the arrest of those responsible for those heinous criminal offenses, including robbery, murder, parolees at large, and in recent weeks and months, vandalism in our community. To make the program successful, Crime Stoppers is dependent on monetary contributions from not only individuals but businesses, as you have seen today. Today we are pleased to announce two very generous donations from two local businesses that will allow us to continue to pay those who in other venues probably wouldn't come forward and provide the criminal information that we need to solve cases. Those businesses, Allied Concrete and Supply and Protection One Incorporated, they have each pledged $5,000 apiece to keep this program running. Michael Ruddy, the Vice President and General Manager of Allied Concrete, is here to present the money on behalf of Allied Concrete and Supply. Unfortunately, representatives from Protection One were not available to attend, but we deeply appreciate their donation. Before the check is presented, Interim Chief of Police of the Modesto Police Department, Mike Harden, and Stanislaus County Sheriff Adam Christianson would like to say a few words.
Thanks, Brian. Well, thank you for attending. We'd hope to get a little more coverage from the media because we think this is a tremendously big deal to our community. And as you can see by the representatives behind me, this is not just a Modesto Police Department program or a Stanislaus County Sheriff's program. This is a Stanislaus County law enforcement program, if you will. And we've known for years that criminals don't stay within geographical boundaries. And so we've had to approach this issue and strengthen partnerships with other law enforcement and the community. And I'm especially grateful to the Crime Stoppers Board, Mr. Parks, other members of the board who continue to do the good work for this entire community, and most appreciative of the continued effort of other law enforcement officials and the political officials as well. This is a big day because Gus Mendez approached me and said that Allied Concrete Supply and Protection Alarm would like to make a donation to something, and we started talking about the opportunity to donate to Crime Stoppers. As Sergeant Findlen said, over 174 captures since the inception, and it continues to prove very, very beneficial. You all know the budget and the economy and the situation we're in with reduced resources, and we have to look for opportunities to become more efficient, to strengthen those partnerships, to look for new ways to do things, and Crime Stoppers has been tremendously valuable in our efforts to address crime and disorder in our community. We recently started doing rewards to graffiti calls, and as you can see, graffiti has plagued our entire community, and we're going to continue working that very, very hard. And we've grown Crime Stoppers into the schools as well. So we're most appreciative of the efforts of Allied Concrete. Mike Ruddy, you and your father, thank you very much. Gus, thanks for your continued work. And I'll turn it over to Sheriff Christianson for some comments, but thanks for coming. It's a tremendously big deal, and we're most appreciative. Thank you very much. Sheriff?
Thank you, Chief. Well, I certainly don't think I could have said it any better than that, so I want to start off by saying thank you. You know, we rely, law enforcement, public safety relies upon effective partnerships in the community, and certainly our partnerships with business is very important in helping us serve and protect the community. So, Michael, thank you very much. Gus, for helping organize this. I know that I've had the chance to sit with both of you and talk about issues and concerns in public safety. I appreciate that opportunity and how we can do a better job of serving the community. Certainly the board, Crime Stoppers Board, I know they do a tremendous amount of work, and oftentimes I'm not able to get to all the meetings, but we do have staff who are there that represents us. And I want to reaffirm what the chief said. This is not a program that belongs to the sheriff's department or the police department. It belongs to law enforcement countywide. And so you see other representatives here, but they're just as important in all of this as we are. It's a team effort, and especially in, like the chief mentioned, tough economic times where we're trying to protect the community with limited resources. The more we can do to work together, the better off we'll be. So, again, thank you.
I'd like to have Mike Ruddy come up to present the check, and if Frank Parks, president of Crime Stoppers, would like to come forward and accept that check.
Thanks, Brian. I did make a few brief words here, so hope you'll indulge me for a minute. First, I'd like to express my gratitude to Chief Harden for organizing and facilitating, as well as providing a facility for this event. He, with the help of Carla Castro, have been instrumental in making this event take place. I would also like to offer thanks to Sheriff Christianson and his efforts to encourage a contribution to Crime Stoppers as an association in which all the fine law enforcement agencies of Stanislaus County truly come together in a united effort to help solve and prevent crimes. Additionally, I'd like to thank all the other chiefs and representatives of all of Stanislaus County's law enforcement agencies, California Highway Patrol, the Board of Directors of Crime Stoppers, and all other officials represented here today for showing up to support Crime Stoppers, demonstrating how Stanislaus is truly a collaborative effort by all local law enforcement agencies, making it the fine organization which it is. As a fifth-generation native of Stanislaus County, it's my honor to be here today. My family's business has operated here for over 55 years, while we as a family have continuously resided in the county, which is why we have a strong desire to support the law enforcement efforts of all agencies in the county, which is vitally important to the quality of life of all the citizens of Stanislaus County for us to step forward and try to do our part to support the local law enforcement efforts of all agencies. And thus we decided on Crime Stoppers as an entity which truly unites all the county's agencies in these efforts. To this end, we've decided to offer a gift of financial support to Crime Stoppers as a gesture of gratitude to those individuals who put their own lives at risk every day so the rest of us may live with an increased sense of security and make Stanislaus County and all of its cities and towns a better place to live. Thus, it is my pleasure to present this check in the amount of $5,000 to the Modesto area Crime Stoppers.
On behalf of on behalf of Crime Stoppers, thank you very much. You actually don't know how much this means. It comes at a good time. We've got some initial funding. We've worked hard to keep some funding going, and we're continuing to fundraise. And without companies and people like yourself who lend their support, it would be a lot harder than it is. I'm supposed to announce that we are having a fundraiser in October. Of course, you can be our guest too, I guess, as well, which is a George Pirro, who was an FBI agent who interviewed Saddam Hussein. He's going to speak on his experience, and we'd like to have you be our guest for that.
Okay,
thanks very much.
Thanks.
Well, we are very appreciative of this donation. In the role that I sit in, I can see how crucially important it is to have these donations come in order to solve very important criminal cases, not only at our agency, but at other agencies. So with that being said, this concludes the press conference. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. On your way out, feel free to take a copy of the press release. And once again, thank you for coming.